And now it's my pleasure to introduce and to ask you to join me in welcoming Olivia Shields.
Good morning. If you've ever been stereotyped, please raise your hand. For those of you who are raising your hands, I want you to think about that experience for a second. Was it accurate? Was it fair? Earlier this semester, I was asked how I've been stereotyped. There was only one I could think of, and like most stereotypes, it was false. My name is Olivia Shields, and I am the perfect little Christian girl. Not. I was raised in a Christian home, and from kindergarten through 8th grade, I attended Union Baptist Christian School. I attended Sunday school and church on a regular basis. I got all A's, and I could say all my Bible verses. I never did anything shockingly wrong. Sounds like the stereotypical life, right? Well, in 4th grade, I started to feel like I didn't fit in with my friends, especially after being called teacher's pet on several occasions. I remember sometimes they would get mad at me just because I was getting good grades. I didn't get invited to their houses very often. I didn't have any true friends that I could turn to. So I began to accept perfection and work toward it obsessively, which only pushed those people further away. It was as if rejection was my only friend, and all because I was being stereotyped as the perfect little Christian girl. In 8th grade, I was finally sick of all the pain, criticism, and rejection, and I couldn't handle it. I know that some of you here were in my 7th and 8th grade class, and sometimes I wonder, what would you have said to me if you knew that I had been cutting? Would you have stopped me? Would I still be the perfect little Christian girl? I didn't know it then, but that first cut was the first crack in an already unstable foundation holding my life. My stereotype soon became my mask, and I started to believe that as long as I could get away with my secret life, as long as I remembered to put my mask on Sunday morning. When I came to the academy, I assumed life would be better. There were more people. I would have more friends. I wouldn't be alone. Yeah, there were more people. I did have more friends. But I still felt alone, and life didn't get better. I allowed a new group of people to replace my family and positive friendships, and to redefine what love meant to me. I had abandoned the values I grew up with and held a lot of secrets from my parents. I chose to live a double life, not so just because I didn't want you guys to stereotype me, but also because I didn't want the people in my church to notice anything different. The pain I felt grew every day. For most of my freshman and sophomore year, I struggled with depression and suicidal thoughts. Soon it became too much. I couldn't handle life. My foundation was crumbling to the point where I was about to cave in, and I honestly almost did not make it to my junior year. On one August day, a few weeks before school was supposed to start, I sat in my parents' room, alone, and I held my dad's gun. I couldn't go on living the way I had any longer, so I had to make the choice: change or die. In my lowest day on that August day, I chose to live, and I chose to change. But I chose something else that day. Before then, I had been following values that were influenced by my parents in elementary education. But that day, I chose to adopt those values and the Christian faith as my own. And a lot has changed in my life since I made that choice. I'm now overwhelmed with peace, and I can show my true self because my mask has been destroyed. My Christian faith is the foundation of my life, and it's the strongest foundation I could ever have. And guess what? Just because I'm a Christian doesn't mean my life is perfect. There have been many mistakes made and many trying times. But the difference now is that no matter what happens, all I have to do is turn to my faith. Every trial I face is a new opportunity for me to grow and strengthen my Christian character. And for the first time in my life, I am truly thankful for whatever life has to throw at me. So all stereotypes aside, who is this girl standing before you today? I am the prodigal daughter returned home to an all-forgiving father. I am the clay in the hands of a master potter, and I am an imperfect sinner. But Jesus is my Savior, and without his guidance and complete forgiveness, there is no way that I could have accomplished all that I have or healed the emotional wounds. And because of my experience, I now realize the danger of stereotypes and choose to avoid them so I don't send someone else down the same path. Thank you.
Thank you, Olivia, for that courageous and incredibly honest message.